I never in my entire life thought I'd ever be saying this, but I'm going snowboarding in Utah.
Amazing stuff. Yeah, we've skied everything groomed over here.
I'm flying to Utah today. My flight leaves in the afternoon and it's morning now, so I have a few hours to get ready. Then I need to head over to the airport. These are just socks, nothing scandalous, but I have snowboard bags that are super long. It's been a while since I vlogged. My last vlog was from Thailand, which was over a year ago, and things started happening and I didn't travel as much, but I started snowboarding this winter. I had my first lesson in January and I absolutely fell in love with it. Since I am in New England and the winter has been pretty mild, we decided we're gonna go to Utah for some spring skiing or spring riding. I think that's the good thing about snowboarding, is that it actually made me excited for snow and for cold and winter, whereas before I was like, when is spring gonna be here? I actually did try snowboarding a few years ago with my cousin Sydney. I do have a video up about that, don't watch it, but here's a little clip from it. So that was the beginning of my journey. And just over the past few months, I've been trying to practice as much as possible. It's been a little difficult because it is New England. It hasn't snowed that much, but I still enjoyed it. And I took about 2 lessons, and the rest of the time I've just been going out on my own. The learning process for snowboarding was not easy. Let's just put it that way. I don't think I've done anything so physically challenging since I was a kid. But I think that was the appeal of it. I got so frustrated all throughout the early stages of learning because I was falling so much. I could barely even stand on the board for very long. And it was just a lot of frustration. And I can definitely see why a lot of people give up on snowboarding after the first time. You really have to want it and stick with it. And I'm glad that I did, because that first run where I started linking my turns, I felt that giddiness and just sheer joy that I haven't felt since I was a literal child. And I think that's the draw, and that is what keeps me coming back for more. So I'm going to Utah for 3 days. I'm going snowboarding all 3 days. The first one we're going to check out is Solitude, then we're going to Brighton, and then Snowbird. It's 6:30 a.m. and it's day 1 of our snowboarding adventure in Utah. We're going to Solitude today. I looked at the map and it's mostly blues and blacks, so I am a little nervous, but I believe in myself. I can do this. The hardest part, getting boots on. Obligatory snowboarding chili. Oh, don't mind the mess. Day 1 of snowboarding in Utah is done. Day 2 of snowboarding in Utah. We're going to Brighton, and apparently it has a reputation for being a stoner mountain, and I think it's because it's more of a snowboarding mountain. We're doing our usual morning of snowboarding routine. We're gonna go grab some breakfast and coffee and then head over to Brighton. We just walked out of a Starbucks that was inside a grocery store, and this is the view. Amazing. Pre-snowboarding breakfast sandwich, per tradition. Look how tall these snowbanks are. It snowed so much here. Oh my gosh. Out of all the places that I've gone snowboarding so far, Brighton is by far my favorite. It was so much fun. The vibes were awesome. The runs were amazing. I loved them so much. And I think the best part of the day was that it randomly started snowing. Day 3 of snowboarding in Utah. No Starbucks today because the cold brew we've been getting there has had this really burnt taste, so it's not good. Look at this giant jug of cold brew, and it already tastes way better than anything at Starbucks. So, and then also having this protein bar. I had a banana earlier. Fueled and ready for Snowbird. We just took this tram all this way.
Okay. I don't know this mountain at all, so.
Oh man.
Yeah, we skied everything. Over here.
Ridiculous snow, ridiculous scenery. Snowbird is my favorite now. Day 3 of snowboarding in Utah is complete. We're done at Snowbird, and the best part of snowboarding is taking off the gear, especially the boots. Sneakers. Boot one down. Amazing. I was kind of nervous going into Snowbird because I heard that it was a little more advanced than some of the other mountains that we've been on and some of the other mountains in the area. So I was like, I'm gonna fall all over the mountain, it's not gonna be fun. But I think from that first run that we did, from then on, I was hooked. And then we started off at Mineral Basin, which is basically just a big bowl. And I think that was the best view, and it was just the best time because you could see everybody just dropping in all around the bowl, and then oh my god, it was so much fun. I didn't record any of the riding because I just wanted to enjoy it. The views were amazing. I think Snowbird had the best views out of all of the resorts, right? I also lost my phone. Luckily some kind stranger found it and they returned it to a lifty, and thank god it was the same lift where I basically lost the phone. So it worked out. It's back. Overall, excellent trip. I learned a lot. I think my snowboarding skills have improved. What do you think?
100%.
The only thing that I struggle with, honestly, is the cat tracks. It's the skinny tracks, especially here. They had a few that were basically just one wrong step and you fall down the entire mountain. It was skinny and then there was a huge cliff on the side. So that was a little scary. So I just went down on my heel for most of it. Did you have fun?
I had a lovely time.
I'm glad that we ended up at Snowbird on the last day of our trip here. I think that was the best way to end it.